And now in the last video of the Prequel Creds series, we're now in part 2 of 2022, where we started our trip around the NC500 in Scotland, starting actually at Blackpool, working our way all the way up. And the previous video, part 1, shows the sites we went to on the first part of the NC500 trip. So for the second part, we continued on from Durness and worked our way around the cove to a little place that we thought was called Tongue, which gives a lot of amusement to tourists alike. They actually pronounce it Tongi, the locals do, and it's a nice little place just to stop. There's a little shop there, and a hotel and a few other things. Nice little place to stop on the route. We then moved on to our second stop of the trip, which was in Melvich. Hopefully I pronounced that right, in Thurso. This was again a lovely spot near the coast, a lot less windier than the previous stop that we had. A few more like gnats and flies around because of that, but still nice all the same. We stayed in a nice campsite there and enjoyed our stop there. From there we then moved on to O Groats, has to be done, doesn't it, to the tourist point, the furthest point, and had a look around there. Yeah, not a huge amount there. I suppose there are some shops. The highlight for certain members of the families was the Christmas shop, all year round Christmas. So that was nice to visit that. We then ventured further around the coast and went to the most northerly Wetherspoon, which was the Alexander Bain. Had to stop at lunch, and actually that is now closed, that one now. We then went on to visit a castle. Castle Sinclair in Gurnigo, again if I pronounced that right, is a 15th century ruin, and it was great to just have a look around here. Again, some amazing views over the coast, and there's still quite a bit of the castle there and part of the bridge that's been redone, which is really nice to walk on and have a look around. We then continued along the coast coming downwards, and were really keen to see if we could spot some dolphins. We'd heard that Chanonry Point was a great place to see them, so we went there and had a look. Didn't see any dolphins, unfortunately, on this occasion. We did see a couple of seals, which was quite nice. We then continued down out of Scotland and over the famous Forth Road Bridge, the new bridge now, and you can see from this the old road bridge and also the spectacular train bridge as well. And we then continued right the way around the coast. We decided to take the coastal path right down to Newcastle. Again, some great views along this stretch of the road. Unfortunately, for some reason, I don't have any pictures of this part, which is a shame, because it was really great. We then had a stop in Newcastle and visited the famous Angel of the North statue, which was great to see. From Newcastle, we worked our way down towards Scarborough to visit Flamingo Land theme park. Got to be done to get in our last few creds before we headed home. This is a good park we visited a number of times in the past, and we particularly wanted to go on this occasion to experience the new ride, which is called Sick. A bit more about that later, but before that we did Zoom, which was cred number 283, Twistosaurus, which was cred 284, Hero, cred 285. This is a Zamperla, supposedly a flying coaster, but nowhere near anything like Galactica Owen Towers. It's very bumpy, but unique all the same. A chance to go on it. And then the highlight, cred 286, which was Sick, the 10-looping roller coaster, very similar to Colossus at Thorpe Park, but a much better version. And we've done a separate video on this a while back, so if you want to see that for more details, please do so. And at the same time, we've got re-rides on some of the classics, Mumbo Jumbo and Kumali, Coma. The Vekoma booster bikes as well. This was good fun.
Heavy metal roller coaster on motorbike.
like. Good like that. We're next. And then finally, before we left, a chance to go around and have a look at all the animals there in the zoo section. We then headed on the long way back, all the way back down south to Devon. But a great trip, a lot of miles, but well worth it. Just a shame the fuel prices were so high. That ends the Prequel Cred series. And here we are, we're 2 hours into our journey, another 3 to go to get home. I've never done this before. Eating out the back of the van with the stove at services. How about that? But there you go, we're making history here. And also, just so you know, 2022 price of fuel is at a record high. Never seen it before, look at that. £2.09 a litre for diesel. Crazy, absolutely crazy. Hopefully it'll go down. Here ends our travel.